Hi there guys, Sam here. Yeah, you join me again in the Golf R. Yeah, and I just wanted to do a little bit of a video, again as kind of the title suggests, just around the kind of sort of modifications you can kind of do to the car. A little kind of the things that I've kind of been thinking about as well over time, and the stuff that I feel if you have a Golf R you should consider as well, to be honest. And it's certainly what's going through my mind in terms of, a few bits that can be done. Yeah, so I'll get straight into it really. So for me, I'm very much a fan of kind of the OEM feel of a lot of cars, and I like my car standard. Even when I had my Fiesta ST, a lot of people modify that car. I just kept it as standard, and I really did like it as standard. Don't get me wrong, down the line I may have probably considered something like Mount Tune. And again, getting into that, there's not really much that I've checked out for VW where there's a specific sort of tuner kind of authorised by VW, which is a bit of a shame really, because it kind of takes away a bit of the extra kind of excitement you can get out of a car. And a lot of, going back on Ford, a lot of Mount Tune parts are kind of warranty friendly, and they're kind of tried and tested, sort of Ford approved, and they can make a big difference. They can jump a car from a great car to an even better car, sort of to tailor your needs and bits. But there is stuff you can do to a Golf R, and the stuff that I've been thinking about, I've mentioned before. Mentioned a bit around the performance pack that you can get as an option, and the kind of things around that. I'll put a link in the video, well, yeah, just above my head, and I won't go into too much about it, but that can include stuff like the Akrapovic exhaust, which I've checked out a bit more, and it looks really cool at the back. Actually, I do like the look of the rear of that exhaust, and the sound definitely is going to enhance it over the stock exhaust. And again, stuff like Club Sport S brakes on the front, I've heard that's quite a common modification to kind of do to really get the most out of your car. Even good enough for track use, let alone obviously normal day-to-day use, it's fine. They also look good as well, having drilled kind of vented discs. Not that the standard brakes aren't more than adequate, and they're really, really good, to be fair. And the other thing is, again, what I've been thinking about before is kind of sticky tyres. And tyres are everything to a car. It's your only point of contact to the ground. It's going to put all your power down. It's going to help with handling. It's going to help with braking. It's basically everything. And some of the more performance orientated tyres, you have to have about a 19-inch wheel. But again, it's not a problem. I mean, I've, for example, got the 18-inch Cadiz wheels on my Golf R, but it's not out of the question to find some Pretoria wheels. I kind of like them in like a kind of gun metal grey kind of look, and to get something like that, and to then put some sort of potentially stickier tyres. I was kind of thinking about it more next week. It's absolutely chucking it down with rain today. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of stopped a little bit, but it's just wet and horrible. But last week it was glorious sunshine, 20 degrees or 25 degrees, which is generally hot in this country. And I was playing around the Golf R, and it was, don't get me wrong, it was brilliant fun. But I was kind of thinking, imagine if I had, say, like Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres on it. What would it be like? And for something quite a relatively easy thing to do, nothing that's really going to affect too many things, it's just a kind of replacement tyre and alloy kind of thing. Could even keep the Cadiz wheels kind of somewhere until kind of the winter months kind of thing. And what it would do to improve it. Obviously I haven't tested it and that kind of thing, but again, the stuff that gives me confidence around those kind of sort of modifications is you look at like the Club Sport S, and this is where VW really went out on their limited edition run. They took out the back seats, okay, but there's essentially a, they had those tyres. They had the Pilot Sport Cup 2s, they had the 19-inch Pretoria wheels, it had the Club Sport S brakes. It's all stuff that is used, the manufacturer kind of approves of, and only for one objective: to make the car as good as it can be. And I think it would make this car a real weapon, and to be honest, I don't think it would affect sort of your grip too much. Don't get me wrong, I actually saw a video yesterday, I was on a Porsche GT3 versus, I think it was a Audi R8 RWS, and yeah, the Audi was on Pirelli P0s and the Porsche was on Pilot Sport Cup 2s, and the Porsche was about 6-7 seconds behind, exact same conditions, pouring it down rain. And yeah, it's not going to be great. But with a four-wheel drive car, yeah, you know, you're going to lose grip, but still got those rear wheels trying to do something at the end of the day. You know, you don't carry around that extra weight for nothing. It does provide you extra grip, whatever tyres you've got on. So that's kind of got me thinking. And to be honest, I'm interested to know your thoughts. If you've ever kind of thought about that, you own a Golf R, if you kind of think, well, you know what, up it to the next level. Maybe if you do less miles than me as well. You know, if I was sort of using this car as, say, sort of less than 5,000 miles a year, I would probably think, oh, you know what, when I want to go in it, I want it to be absolutely as crazy as it could be, maybe. You know, I'd want it to have bells and whistles. But saying that, even with the miles that I do on the car, I mean, I probably average kind of 10-12,000 miles a year. Having those kind of modifications don't necessarily take away from your day-to-day use. You know, 19-inch wheels probably going to make the ride slightly stiffer, but certainly not unbearable. It's still going to be a good ride. Again, I've only got passive dampers on mine. I haven't got the adaptive dampers. And it's something really, really cool. And I love that kind of OEM feel to a car. You know, you can go a bit flamboyant and you can kind of put the loudest exhaust on and all this kind of stuff and just oversized brakes or something. You know, you can go quite sensible and quite OEM factory, and you can get a car that's a bit of a weapon. I would at one point love to try the Club Sport S, because to see what it's like on those tyres, I know it's front wheel drive, etc. A lot of people rave about that car, and it would be great to see what it's like. And you know, can you make your Golf R a little bit closer to a Club Sport S with different tyres? Yeah, I think you probably could. You know, I think it would I think it would only enhance the pleasure of driving. Certainly in the dry. Maybe in the wet, you probably wouldn't be as confident, let's say. But it's all cool stuff. You know, I'm interested to know your thoughts again on what you thought about your kind of Golf R. You know, again, more than happy with this car as standard. You know, I think the 18-inch wheels look great. Again, I've checked reviews kind of thing on bits around sort of like alloy size, and the 18-inch is kind of a bit of the pick of the range for a daily. You know, it's not rock solid ride, but it's not, you know, it's going to still give you a bit of fun in the corners, and or less body roll, etc. And the comfort is there. And yeah, that it's a great wheel. It's a great, you know, the tyres on here, they're just Bridgestone Potenzas. You know, I've given this car some over the last sort of week or so, and yeah, it's great. And at no point do I ever feel it's kind of missing anything, to be honest with you. But there's nothing to say that you can't get it even better. You know, you can always overachieve, kind of thing. But yeah, the car's fantastic as it is for me. Don't get me wrong. But you know, if the opportunity came up, you know, if I saw a pair of Pretoria wheels with cut 2 tyres on, I would be tempted, if it was all kind of if you know, things added up, just to try it out, because I think it'd be brilliant. And yeah, that kind of pleasure of driving would improve. And I kind of go back as well to the Focus RS. I think the one thing that makes the Focus RS more fun, or supposedly more fun than a lot of other cars, a lot of high reviews, is it's running 19-inch wheels, and it's got some stickier rubber on it. And that just changes the dynamics of the car. And you know, I know you can get some other different wheels as well. You can get Pilot Sport 4S's, maybe not as hardcore, but still fun enough. And can you get the Golf R up to that level and still have that refined quality? You know, it is quieter in here than a Ford Focus, let's be honest. You know, if you saw briefly of my other video that I got rid of, there was a lot of wind noise, and I noticed it as well as soon as I did the recording in my dad's Focus compared to this Golf. Bear in mind, this is the Golf R, and I generally have it in race mode all the time. It's so nice, isn't it? It's so nice and refined. You can still always up it a little bit. You can get that, pull that fun out of it. Yeah. And anyway, that was kind of it. I just wanted to talk and have a little bit of a discussion about it. Interested to know your thoughts in the comments, really am. And again, would you recommend it? I mean, it's all personal preference really, whatever you do during your driving. If I look over, I'd like, you know, if the next 3 months we had sun every weekend, it would kind of be like, yeah, that'd be brilliant. But at the same time, I'm looking outside now and I'm just like, you know, we're nearly heading into May. We're in May next week, and yeah, this is the kind of weather we get. So that kind of puts me off a little bit, and that's why again the Golf R is such a versatile car. And I do want to do a couple more. I've got a couple more videos in mind just to talk a little bit more in depth about the 4-wheel drive system. I just think so many manufacturers are going there. It's definitely the future in some ways. It really is. And the fact that you can get it on a car like this, I think a lot of manufacturers are kind of going there. You look at BMW's X-Drive on even their piddly kind of, you know, 320D or something like that. Not necessarily a car that needs 4-wheel drive to put down the power. They're still sort of pushing towards that to give it that extra grip and usability. But yeah, anyway, getting back on track. That was kind of it. You know, modifications, tyres, performance pack, Acaprovich exhaust, Club Sport S brakes. I mean, I think if my car was sitting here today with that kind of stuff, I think I could still live with it comfortably as a daily. And then when you hit that one day or those 2 hours where it's, you know, nice and sunny and you go for a fun drive, I think it would absolutely perform to the limit. Or even on track. You know, I did a track day during the week. I did a little bit of a video on that on the Porsche 911 GTS. I think that would then bring it out of its shell really. And I think the car would cope with it well. Yeah, but that's really it. Again, I've got quite a few videos in my head actually, just to talk a little bit around the car. So there's more to come on the Golf R. But yeah, that was really it on that side of things. Just a little bit of a discussion. And you know, again, thank you for the subscribers. You know, I think I'm today off 250 subscribers, which I'm really happy with, and I'm really glad you lot are enjoying the kind of content I'm showing on the Golf R. And yeah, I'm definitely going to try and do well. I've definitely got plenty of videos in mind that I want to share with you. I might try and do a few more a week, so you might see like back-to-back videos potentially. But yeah, you know, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You know, please drop a comment on your thoughts as well, what you think it had done. Maybe you've done it. Maybe you've thought the same thing as me. You've had a Golf R maybe since 2014 or whenever, and you've said, oh, you know what, yeah, I've got the 19-inch wheels, I've got Cup Sport tyres on, I fitted this, I fitted that, and it changes the car. Really interested to know your thoughts. But yeah, thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe for more content. Give it a like if you've enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers, guys.